All right, everybody. Well, I've been getting a ton of questions about the rifle setup and the chassis system I'm using. So I've got it taken apart for cleaning, so the barrel action's off, so it's TikTok approved. So let's kind of look at it a little bit and go into some detail on kind of what I've got set up and what I'm running. So first things first, this is just the standard Christensen Arms MPR chassis. So this is the same one that comes on all the factory rifles, and it's also available on the Christensen Arms web store right now for Remington 700 and clone style receivers, long and short action. So right now I've got mine set up as a short action with a 6mm Creedmoor, but let's kind of start at the front. We'll kind of walk all the way through the back. I will show you some of the things that come standard and some of the things that I have added to it to kind of set it up for the shooting that I'm doing. So let's go ahead and start down here at the handguard. So the handguards on these are carbon fiber composites. So every handguard on these is going to be carbon fiber. Ridiculously lightweight material, very stiff, very strong, do not get a ton of flexness, very sturdy, rigid system. So you notice in the sides, we've got M-locks at the 3, 9, and 6 o'clock position, which I have mounted Arca rails to in those M-lock slots, which allow me to attach my Accutac WB4 bipod. So this is a new addition. So far I've absolutely loved it. It's got a release lever down here to adjust the cant of the rifle, and it has been a fantastic, absolutely sturdy bipod. Okay, so let's move over now into the center section. So like I said, right now they are made for Remington 700 style and clone receivers. Few of the nice features on here. So what it does is it is AICS magazine compatible. So right here I've got just a 10-round Magpul AICS magazine. And one of the nice features that got included in this is, we'll shift it to this side, is this large cutout right here. So I'll take the magazine out. You can see it does hang significantly higher than the back side, but that is for a reason. So when you're laying prone with these rifles and you've got an extended magazine like this 10-rounder, if you are prone and go to drop the magazine, you are not always going to clear the back side of the magazine well. So this allows for quick prone magazine changes, where you can now tip the magazine out the side and clear it with the rifle in prone. So coming back, the grips for these are just AR grip compatible. I have swapped mine out to an MPA grip. This thing has been phenomenal for me. I did have another one that was a little bit bigger. I swapped to this one, so it's a very vertical style grip with a nice thumb shelf here and a finger placement pad, which keeps you aligned on the trigger. So absolutely fantastic. Keeps me right on the trigger where I need to be. Very consistent trigger position. Keeps me set up really nice. Right here, this is a handy little thing called a match saver, and from Short Action Precision. So it's just sticky and it sticks to the side, and you can store your spare rounds, because let's be honest, we've all miscounted in our magazine before and missed a round. Or you have a misfire, something that goes off, you want a couple extra rounds just to have, just in case. So now let's come and move just a little bit further back, not too far. So one of the nice things about this is that this has actually got a folding hinge mechanism. So now this does fold to the right, it does fold over the bolt handle. And the cool thing about this is right here we've got a steel stove plate, and back here in this containment button is actually a magnet. So this is magnetically locked into position. Nice and sturdy, quick access and release, and as you can see, the lockup on this thing is completely solid. No movement, no wiggle in the hinge mechanism. So that thing is very nice when you've got a 26-inch barrel. You need to fold that thing up into a nice slick package and store it in your gun case or transport it, put it in a backpack. All those things, very versatile. Now let's come to the back a little bit further. So now back here, we've kind of got the stock portion. So the cheek piece on this as well is also made of carbon fiber. So Christensen Arms, one of the big things we do is we're in the carbon fiber business, carbon fiber barrels, carbon fiber stocks. Had to get a lot of carbon fiber on here, weight reduction obviously, and then just because it's what we do. You do have tooled adjustments for your comb height and your length of pole. You do have serrations back here in the length of pull bar. So it is very sturdy, very locked in. You won't have any slippage under recoil, even if you're shooting heavy calibers. 338 Lapua, haven't had a problem. So the other thing I've got attached on here is this adjustable bag rider. So if you've seen it, you've seen me talk about it before. So there is a separate Picatinny rail that does screw and mount to the bottom of the chassis that's available on the Christensen Arms web store as a separate component. The adjustable bag rider mounts to that. This thing is absolutely fantastic for bench shooting, long range shooting, anything you want fine tuning, fine adjustments, because this thumb wheel here allows you to make very, very fine tune adjustments to the rear of the gun. This thing is solid. There's no wobble. These pins are absolutely locked in there. Very impressive, actually. That's not an easy thing to do, is to get to that stable. But when you're set up, you've got your bipod set. You can adjust your thumb screw and dial your elevation that way from the back of the rifle without too much issues, and get dialed in right where you want to be. So I started working at Christensen Arms a little bit before this rifle came out and was being designed. Unfortunately, I was new enough, I was still an intern, did not get to work on really much of the design of the rifle, but I was there when it was getting designed, and kind of go over some of the features and the design intent of what was trying to be accomplished with this system. So obviously, carbon fiber, aluminum chassis, it's meant to be lightweight. This thing with a carbon fiber barreled action, I think, comes in about 7 pounds, which actually, compared to most hunting rifles, is not that bad. So you get a full-size hunting rifle in this slick fold-up chassis system that you can fit in your backpack, all for a very, very reasonable weight for what this thing is. So Christensen Arms, we make lightweight, kind of focus on the hunting industry, but we did want to include features in here that would make this competition ready as well. One of the other things that was focused on with this is rifle balance. So with the barreled action in, the balance point was trying to be almost dead center of the magazine well for great pickup and great balance and ease to move it around without having to be too front heavy or too back heavy. And you can see I do have a few extra attachments on, but when we go to lift it up, right there in the middle of the mag well, balances fantastically, great to move, great to shoot. So with what I've done is, if you've seen my rifle, I have gone and added a heavy contour steel barrel. I've taken off the carbon barrel and put a heavy steel barrel on. So didn't do that for any other reason except I wanted the extra weight. So kind of counterintuitive to a lot of shooting, but for PRS style shooting, the extra weight helps you maintain your sight picture after your recoil, helps to prevent the gun from wobbling when you're resting on barricades, just the extra mass to move around. And what that does is that puts the center of mass of my gun right here, which for what I'm doing is actually perfect, because I can set my bag right here and I can butt it up against this little barricade stop right here, this little flare down to the mag well. And then when I've got my barrel action in and I'm resting on a bag, my rifle is balanced right there, which is perfect for barricade and PRS style shooting. A few of the other things we did, like I said, to kind of make it a competition ready rifle was obviously the interchangeable grips. It comes with a standard mag pull grip, but there's a plethora of options. You can find whatever you want, find whatever fits you. We did add this section back here without the pick rail on it. This is a short flat section. Great as a short bag rider by itself. Nice flat surface, gives you a good sturdy platform to rest a bag on. And then also this flat up here. So this is actually can be used as a secondary flat. So depending on what angle and what position you're shooting, you have a flat here for a bag and also a flat here for a bag. If you're shooting from a weird position and kind of need to pull up into right here. So a little bit of curved right here. Like I said, I've got the bag rider in the way, but fantastic to come and grip behind. So it's skeletonized out, plenty of grip options. You can get behind the rifle, position however you need to. Very user-friendly, very, very versatile rifle. So I have absolutely loved shooting this thing. It has been fantastic. If you guys haven't looked into it, you definitely want to go check it out. These are fantastic platforms, hunting or competition. They're light enough to be used as a hunting, but they've got enough features that, man, they are absolutely fantastic and definitely underrated as a competition chassis. I expect to see a lot more of these here in the near future, getting in the competition realm, just because some of the features. And with that, I actually did neglect to mention a few. So this does have a few built-in quick detach sling stud locations. So right here at the joint, this is a through hole. So on this side and this side, you do have QD attachment points. So if you're somebody who likes to single point sling it, you do have your attachment option there. And then also back here on the stock, you do have QD attachment points here on either side and also back up here on either side. So extremely customizable, QD attachments everywhere, adjustable comb, adjustable length of pole, folding, interchangeable AR style grips, carbon fiber cheek piece, carbon fiber forend, M-lock slots all down the side and all down the bottom. You can make this thing whatever you want. Hunting, competition, it doesn't matter. It can do it all, and I have absolutely loved shooting off this thing. So hope you guys look into it. Definitely go check one out. But this is the setup I'm using. So hope you guys have kind of enjoyed this little rundown. Thanks.